We really have to like shout out somebody for ushering in a new era. Raymond Felton, like was his defense.
He was
on
doing
Steph.
guarding Steph that night.
He was.
God bless Raymond Felton. Welcome to Full Court Fits, the show that takes you around the world of NBA fashion while bringing you the latest, greatest news and sneaker culture. Today, I'm Big Woz. Let's go. All right, I'm really excited. We got a very special guest, resident OG, original gangster of the Athletic.
Yeah, that sound fire. That sound fire.
Bay Area legend, you already know. East Oakland's greatest, Marcus Thompson. What's going on, brother?
Man, you feel me? Hey, East Oakland's greatest? What? Let's go. I ain't never been introduced like that. I'm hyped. Me and Too Short.
It's important to have you on this week, Marcus, because one, of course, you wrote the book literally on Steph Curry. Two, you're somebody who has had a front row seat from the beginning of Steph in the Bay, from when he was calling Monte Ellis the leader of the team. What's your favorite part about watching everybody go crazy for him breaking this three-point record?
My favorite part is knowing that in 10 years, in 5 years, this year, you got to call me when you talk about Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a Ahmad Rashad out here, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like
my main man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it really hits me sometimes, like, because I've been covering this dude since he was like really a babyface assassin, when his face was really baby. It definitely feels like regular. Sometimes I forget how big this dude is, you know, and his disposition is that way too. He kind of makes you forget. Sometimes I'll text him a few times. He won't text back for a while. Then a few days later, he'll text. And it's like, yo, like, what is his phone like? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like Marcus Thompson, Barack Obama, CEO of Under Armour.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no. But then you're like, yo, I'm getting a text from a global icon.
Could you take people back to the halcyon days of early Steph, of like, give the folks an example of how not popping Steph and the Warriors were?
Well, first off, I mean, I know you remember this. His ankles were done.
Oh,
like, that was like, no matter if you thought like, yo, this dude is nice, he gonna be it. He was Grant Hill. I literally was there when he's spraining his ankle on nothing. But even before that, I remember it was like, yo, he might make a good sixth man. Even he was so like adamant about proving I could play point guard in this league. I'm gonna run the offense, man. Right? I'm gonna remember those days where like it mattered that you could be a floor general.
There had to be 3 passes every possession before a shot went up.
Think about this. This dude is the 3-point king, and like this number's gonna end crazy. He didn't average 5 3-pointers a game his first 3 seasons. Like, he wasn't taking them. That's the crazy part. He's like, yo, I'm a point guard in this league. Let me show you. I'm like Chris Paul, right? Like, I'm going to come down and break the paint and kick it back out. Like, I could do this, right? One of my favorite all-time stories was when Steph was entering the draft. Steve Kerr was the general manager of the Phoenix Suns at the time. They were trying to get him. That's back when they were calling him the Black Steve Nash. Like, we're going to get the Black Steve Nash. Sonia Curry, his mom, sees Steve. Her question is, do you think my son can make it? And he's like, yo, no, your son's gonna be pretty good. Bro, they weren't talking about legend. They were like, yo.
To your point about Steph wasn't even taking threes, I feel like the line of demarcation for Steph's career happened in the Garden that night all those years ago, where he went nuts. And he was like, hold on, I don't have to play by these conventional rules. I can just do this. For him to break the record at the Garden, I feel like that's kind of poetic in the symmetry there.
Bruh, it was. I remember that game, yo. February 27, 2013. The game before, they were in Indiana, fittingly enough, the same as it was this year. And they had like a little mini brawl. It was nothing, right? But back then we were all sensitive about it. David Lee, who was the Warriors' lone all-star at the time, David Lee got suspended for a game and he did not play. That was the big thing, was David Lee, all-star, was going back to New York, his former team, and he didn't play. So it kind of opened up, it ended a lot of that, okay, let's do the pick and roll, let's get David Lee involved. And it was just like, Steph, this dude started chucking. That was the origination creation of the transition three.
Steph is like, as soon as I have air, I'm shooting it. Like,
That's it. And in that sense, we really have to like shout out somebody for ushering in a new era. Raymond Felton, like, was his defense.
He was
on
doing
Steph.
guarding Steph that night.
He was.
God bless Raymond Felton.
That dude ushered in a new era of basketball because Steph was coming down. Was like, this dude is not contesting nothing. I'm pulling up. Like, I don't know what it is about Ray Felton, but he was just, he was like, yeah, I'm pulling this. And that's where he saw, I could do this. Man, that was a long time ago.
I was thinking about it, and I'm like, all right, 2,900 threes. Steph's 32. Like, he's going to get to like 4,000 something threes. This is going to get to a ridiculous number. Where do you predict that it ends off at?
I'm thinking he's getting a 5. And you know why? Because he's going to be at like 47 and be like, why not get the 5? I could see this dude 39, 40 years old, and his job is just to chuck threes, right? Like, he's got these years, however long he's at this level where he's an MVP candidate. Wow. He might get another 5 years of just like, I'm the OG rolling with the young buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to 5,000, bro. He hitting 5,000 threes.
I love it. Marcus, thank you again for coming on, man. Again, literally, this man wrote the book on Steph Curry. It's called Golden. You see that Dynasties right there. That's another bestseller from the man, Marcus. This man is an author. He's an OG at The Athletic. Let me hold the fucking dollar, bro. What the hell? All right, let's get right into Copper Drop. First up, with, dare I say it, one of the biggest names in NBA fashion today. He gets a lot of attention on the blogs, in magazines, none other than Serge Ibaka of the Los Angeles Clippers. We got him in a black Chrome Hearts trucker fitted, or snapback, I should say. He's got a hoodie from a brand called Frame, Rick Owens joggers, and then, of course, Thursday boots. Look, I don't typically go for Serge Ibaka's sort of eccentric fashion worldview, if you will. He tends to be pretty out there in how he dresses.
I don't dress, OG. I do art, bro.
But here, all black. A lot of times when I'm copping and dropping this, I do it based individually on the guy. Like, what do I expect? If I expect a lot from you, you might do something that looks decent and I drop it. But if I don't expect much from you and you get to the decent bar, I gotta cop it. So I'm copping Serge Ibaka. Next up, it's a younger guy, sort of making his mark in the league, Dylan Brooks of the Memphis Grizzlies. He's just come back on the court from injury. He's doing his thug thizzle. And here we got him in basically Louis Vuitton from head to toe. The Louis Vuitton millionaire sunglasses in white, the Louis Vuitton padded monogram vest in white, Louis Vuitton padded monogram pants in white, and the god-awful Louis Vuitton trainer sneaker in all white as well. Look, I always say if you're gonna do monochromatic, you kind of either should be doing it in white or black. However, this is just, the execution, I just don't understand it. The puffer vest, again, it by itself is not a terrible item, but you wear the puffer vest with the puffer pants and you look like a puffer Ghostbuster. I'm just not seeing the vision here where you're wearing an outfit that costs an upwards of about $6,000 and you look like not great. I'm dropping it. Keep that dramatic pause in there too, because I like to do the Skip Bayless every now and again. Nike Incorporated has just acquired a brand called RTFKT. They're in the NFT space, which of course is digital online products that you get to quote unquote own. Nike has acquired them, which, to me says a couple of things. One, that you should know, we've made Nike so freaking rich that they are more liquid, bigger, better, richer than they've ever been before. And so they can afford to take these sort of chances or forays into other spaces, right? Getting on the ground floor, if you will. Two, the plan, if any of the press releases or some of the coverage is to be believed, is that Nike is trying to get on the ground floor of the Metaverse, where, you guys, us, all of us in our virtual reality lives, when we want to rock a dope pair of LeBrons or Jordans Jordans or Kobe's in the metaverse. We literally pay Nike for a digital pair of their sneakers. When somebody as big and important as Nike has planted their flag so early in this thing that kind of doesn't even exist for real yet, you know that it's going to play a part of our lives in some way, shape, or form. Like, these entities are talking to each other. They kind of have an idea of how they're going to incorporate this stuff. And, you know, I think the good thing that people need to know is I don't think this is gonna be forced upon us too ridiculously in our everyday lives. However, I think the metaverse thing is real. It's coming. Nike is, you know, very early because they're rich enough to do it, to plant their flag. And I wouldn't be too worried about it, but here we are. All right, that was our episode of Full Court Fits. Make sure you're subscribed to the Ringers YouTube page. Make sure you hit that notification so that every single Friday when Full Court Fits comes out, you are ready to watch it. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.